Hey everyone, welcome to my channel again. So as I'm working on a few projects for my next videos, a couple of videos are coming up. The other day I was driving from work and I saw one of my favorite cars of all time in one of the cleanest conditions. Honestly, I felt like the car was just taken out of the showroom, but it can be because the car is 20 years old. So, and that gave me an idea of why do I not make a video about that car. So I keep saying that car and that car, which you probably be like, okay, which car is it? Tell us about now. I'm not gonna give it away right now. Maybe I will. So it's German. It's a German M car, V8, manual, rear wheel drive. All those 5 things check in and you know this is going to be probably one of the perfect and best cars ever. So let's talk about good sounding car. That was an M3. So let's talk about E39 M5. So that's one of my favorite cars, guys. I love that car so much. I love the design of it. It looks classy, it looks unique, it looks very subtle. You'll never be able to look at that car from first glance and be like, oh wow, this is powerful. And no one else will be able to tell, unless you're a car person, that this is a monster. It's engaging monster V8 car that's gonna make you get speeding ticket every time you drive somewhere. That car is so good. So E39 BMW M5, if you find a better sedan that BMW has ever made, better M sedan that BMW has ever made, please comment under my video. But I think this is the best M5 that's been ever made, and a lot of people will agree with me. There is no predecessor that M5 had that could beat this car. Either it is the look, because you know the V10 BMW M5 had a lot of abuse for its look. A lot of people consider it ugly, and I think it is not the prettiest BMW M5, and just not the best looking BMW 5 Series. Yeah, you can say the V10. That's the only argument you have, but it wasn't fast car. Yeah, God forbid you bought the BMW M5 V10. God forbid you bought it with the SMG transmission. Your clutch was gonna go within like maybe 5, 7, 10,000 miles, and it was thousands of dollars to replace it. That car is unreliable. There's too many electronic gimmicks in it, to the point when people did not know how to operate navigation. It was so complicated. That car was ahead of its time, not in a good way, but in a bad way. And then the next BMW M5s, they're just way too unreliable. That's why you probably don't even see them on the street, unless, I'm sorry, someone's a BMW mechanic or knows a BMW mechanic and gets a discount rate. So E39 M5 is somewhat reliable. It only had, I would say it this way, it had some rod bearing issues, some clutch issues, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, I would leak some oil and stuff at high mileage, but which car does not leak oil? You guys think Honda and Toyota do not leak oil? Yeah, they're reliable, their engine transmissions are reliable, but you're still gonna have to deal with oil leaks, the gasket replacements, transmission engine mount replacement. There are things that are still gonna go bad, things are still gonna wear out. So E39 M5 has the chemistry of a perfect world sports sedan, V8, rear wheel drive, manual transmission. It has 390 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, which doesn't even sound a lot nowadays, because you buy a G70 like I did, and I have about 360 horsepower, and that car was like M performance build car. Has 390 horsepower, so nowadays it doesn't sound a lot. But let me remind you something. Back days, the cars were designed to be driven. The cars were designed to be driven and perform the way they came out of the factory. So if you had a BMW M5, that car wasn't there just to take you from A to B, driving 20-25 miles an hour in the bumper to bumper traffic. That car was designed to be on the racetrack and the back road. The car was designed to deliver the fun to you. And for what I'm trying to explain, nowadays cars come with, like, you buy a car, it has eco mode, comfort plus, individual mode, sport plus, winter mode, slippery mode. I don't know. There's so much. But back then, you buy an M5, it has one button for sport mode, but even if the button is off, the car is sporty to drive. You didn't buy the car because you wanted comfort and calm. You bought the car because it was engaging. You had the manual. You wanted the fun. You wanted the emotions. And that car would deliver emotions. Everyone that drove that car, it's just so good. You wanted the tail out of the turn, it does it. Put the traction control off. That's all it takes. You wanted to cruise it and take it on the road trip, that car was as comfortable as a German cars can be. I'm telling you guys, E39 M5, you can the reason why you can tell it's so good, it appreciated a lot within last few years, I would say. Even if you buy a high mileage, over 100,000 miles driven M5, you're looking about $30,000, which is honestly, it's a lot of money for a car that you don't know how long it's gonna go. If you want something less driven, you're looking easily 40,000, sometimes with over $40,000 on a very clean example, very low mileage. I'm talking about 50-60,000 miles driven, and all the preventive maintenance done, all the services done, and all of that stuff have been taken care of. When you buy a car, headache free. When you know you can drive this car, it's gonna start on you every time, it's not gonna leave you stranded. It had a lot of technologies invested into it. It was ahead of its time in a good way. It had a navigation system. It had the nice, I don't know if you guys remember, it had the lights on the tachometer, which meant your red zone. That's how much so if your car was cold, it had the orange lights around like 6,000 miles. The max you could rev was 6,000 miles, and then obviously if as the car got warmer, the lights disappeared, which meant your red zone was close to 8,000 miles. Think of it, you have a manual V8 with rear wheel drive mechanical locking LSD that revved almost up to 8,000 RPM, guys. The only complaint is many magazines I read. I even have an old magazine from 2000s. I think it's Motor Trend. I will post it later. I'll show it to you guys. I think it's the Motor Trend. They were comparing the E55 to M5. The only reason why they picked E55 over an M5 because of the handling and the steering feeling. M5 does not have a good steering feeling. Unfortunately, it does not have the standard rack and pinion that W210 E55 had, so it did handle better than the M5, but the engine and the manual, you can't beat that combination in a German sedan like M5 was. So what I'm trying to say, those cars are legend, and everyone that knows cars, they understand how important older German sedans are, and especially E39 M5. It's a benchmark for a lot of cars, for a lot of enthusiasts. They love those cars. Everyone that have a E39 M5, they're happy and they want to keep it forever. Why? Because BMW does not make cars like that anymore. All these cars are electronic gimmicks, overcomplicated. There is no simple driver-car connection. Driver plus car equals happiness. There isn't. The chemistry does not exist anymore. The new chemistry is include this, include that, include this, include that. You have lights in the seat. You have 8 modes on the M car: Eco Plus, Sport Plus. And there's just, people don't want that. People want to start the car. They know, look, if you're buying an M car, you're buying it for a purpose of it being fast, good handling, and fun. If you're gonna buy an M car and put it on the eco mode, drive it from the city to city, street to street, A to B, don't buy an M car. Save your money. Just go buy a regular BMW sedan, which they're still, honestly, they're fairly fun and good looking cars. Do not buy an M car if you're not gonna drive them like the M car should be driven. So what I was trying to say, drive what you love what you drive, guys. There's a lot of good cars out there, and save the classics. Buy yourself one old car. Trust me, until you've driven a car from late 90s, early 2000s, you will not understand this video. So I hope you do, guys. So thanks so much for watching, and I'm excited for the next video. Thank you again, guys. Goodbye.